Welcome to IPR Radio. I'm Sanjay Mukherjee. Today we speak to Mr. Harish Tibriwala of Miram India on From Data to Decisions, exploring the role of artificial intelligence in livestock farming. Harish Tibriwala is a serial entrepreneur. His first entrepreneurial venture was a management consultancy organization which specialized in management strategy planning and human resource development. In 1999, he founded HomeIndia.com, India's first e-commerce company. In 2009, he founded Social Wavelength, a social media agency which was acquired by WPP in 2014 and rebranded as Miram. Miram is now one of India's leading digital marketing agency, and Harish leads the same as joint CEO and managing director. Harish has written a book on his entrepreneurial journey, If I Had to Do It Again. He has already been recognized by several national and international organizations for his pioneering work in digital marketing. He is also the chairperson of the digital committee at the IMC Chamber of Commerce, in addition to being a partner at Social Venture Partners, a venture fund for NGOs, as well as mentor with Stanford Seed, a program of the prestigious Stanford Business School. After the break.
In the orchestra of life, each creature plays a part. At Sapience, we see the web of life, where the health of animals reverberates through ecosystems and societies. With innovative technologies, we're redefining the future of agribusiness, sustainably enhancing productivity and profitability. We don't just dream of a better future, we make it. Food safety, quality, and security. These aren't just words, they're our mission. We're Sapience, and we're committed to healthier animals because we believe in healthier living. Be a part of our melody, and together, let's compose a better world. For more information about our products and solutions, log into sapienceagri.com.
Good morning, Harish ji, and welcome to IPR Radio.
Good morning, Sanjay.
It's lovely to have you on the show today. Artificial intelligence is impacting our lives in more ways than we can imagine. And it is now becoming essential for us to comprehend its transformative power. AI has ushered in a new era of technological advancements, revolutionizing many industries. In today's episode of IPR Radio, we will try and understand from you a little bit about artificial intelligence and its potential to aid the livestock sector. So our first question to you today is that we keep hearing a lot about artificial intelligence and ChatGPT and things like that. Can you help us to understand a little bit about what is really AI and what is the power of ChatGPT? We hear that it's got tremendous power. So what are we looking at?
Sure. So let me start by saying that artificial intelligence actually is a misnomer. It's a wrong nomenclature, If I had to give like a proper nomenclature, it would be applied statistics. But applied statistics is very boring. It is very interesting. So we all latch on to the AI bandwagon and talk about artificial intelligence. What exactly is happening in artificial intelligence? We are applying statistical algorithms to data, and using those algorithms, we're trying to find answers or predict patterns. Statistics has been around for 200, 300 years. And exactly the same algorithms that were being used earlier are the algorithms we use now, be it the regression algorithm or the K2 algorithm, exactly the same science, So why has artificial intelligence suddenly become so popular? What has happened over the last few years? One is that a lot of data is getting created. We create data all the time. My phone, all the time creating data. I'm talking to somebody, I'm sending a message, email is coming in, I'm using apps. If I travel somewhere, GPS tracks exactly what is my movement. So phone is creating a lot of data. We use wearable devices. Okay, I wear a smartwatch. So health data, blood pressure data, monitor, it's creating data. Every equipment, every gadget has chips. The AC in your house has a chip. It tracks how many hours it worked, what temperature it worked, what happened, what was the behavior. Your car has so many chips, the movement of the tire, consumption of petrol. So lots and lots of data is getting created, which wasn't there 20 years back. So you have tons of data. The cost of storing data has become very cheap. So we never delete data now. I mean, when was the last time you went to Gmail and deleted an email? You don't even know
True.
where is the delete button. So we just keep on creating data. As a matter of fact, all the data we see on this planet, 95% has been created just in the last 3 years. Just to give an idea, amount of data being created. And third, the cost of processing data has become very low. So lots of data, easy to store data, and very cheap to process data.
Mhm.
Now, on top of this data, when you apply a statistical algorithm, you are able to get patterns. If data is not there, how will you get patterns? You require lots and lots of data. And you require very fast computers to process it so quickly. It looks like almost real time. So
Mhm.
lots of data, very strong computing power. We are only applying statistical algorithm, and the answer that we are getting is what we are calling as artificial intelligence. There is
Right.
seriously nothing intelligent about artificial intelligence. It is just the application of statistical algorithm. Now, why has AI suddenly become popular in 6 months? Everywhere you go, the stories are a chat GPT, okay?
Yes,
Just
absolutely.
because of emergence of chat GPT, it has caught everybody's imagination. Chat GPT is very easy to use. But what is chat GPT really doing? If you ask ChatGPT to write a essay on the solar system and it starts writing sun is the center of the solar system, it has 9 planets. ChatGPT does not know these things like we as human beings know. Over generations, over centuries, we have performed experiments to reach at these observations. So our knowledge is something we have experienced. ChatGPT is a software. It does not experience knowledge. It is simply going to its vast database and applying statistical algorithm that when somebody asks a question, write an essay on solar system, what should be the first sentence? And when it sees the database, it finds 90% of the time the first sentence is sun is center of the solar system. It is putting that back to you. Every single word that it is typing, it is statistically understanding what should be the next word. ChatGPT does not understand verbs. It doesn't know adjectives. It doesn't know prepositions. It's only statistically trying to guess what is going to be the next right answer for you. If you look at the full form of ChatGPT, chat we understand it. What is chat? What is
Right.
GPT? GPT is generative pre-programmed transformers, which means that whatever data is coming out is pre-programmed. Nothing is new. Nothing is imaginary. It is pre-programmed. It is only transforming it and it is generating it back for you. That is really the power of ChatGPT. So artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, this is simply being able to apply statistical algorithms on large quantum of data and start generating results.
It's so interesting to learn. I mean, with all the hype about ChatGPT, and so that's also generated this fear that ChatGPT will have a widespread influence on jobs, or rather, the lack of jobs, and people will start losing jobs because of ChatGPT and other such AI-based software. So, what is your opinion on this, and where do you see this going?
Yeah, yeah. So this fear of usage of technology is not something new. It has been there for decades and centuries. The
Absolutely.
first industrial revolution came in whatever 150 years back, and steam engine came in and machines came in. I mean, we thought these guys will do everything, we'll all become out of work. But the fact is, because of these machines coming in, more and more actually got created. We started getting products at a cheaper cost, size of economy expanded. We had to do lesser work to enjoy a better quality of life.
Yeah,
And then computers came in 40 years back, and we had the same worry that so many people
absolutely.
in the bank typing data, where will they all go? And fact is, today banks have become far bigger than what they ever were. We start having trillion-dollar companies simply because the power of computer is there. So this is one more revolution. Is it going to make people jobless? Not at all. It will require all of us to reorient the way we look at job and work. The only people that will remain jobless are people who refuse to learn AI. If you learn AI, there are going to be ample and ample of jobs to do. Just to give an example, if you use a platform like ChatGPT, there is a science to using it to ensure you get the correct information.
Right.
This science is called prompting. There are already jobs on the internet called AI prompter. These are people who are proficient in using a tool. So we'll start seeing an emergence of new category of jobs. And what AI will eventually do, it will allow us to live a better quality of life at a much lower cost. I mean, my grandfather used to work 6 days a week or 7 days a week, like a small shopkeeper, right? My father worked 6 days a week because of technology. I work only 5 days. My kids won't work more
Absolutely.
than 3 days.
3 days.
Why are we,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
are we all
absolutely.
enjoying better quality of life and lesser work? It is because
Mhm.
we are able to do menial tasks. by using
Mhm.
machines and power. So over generations, technology has only aided human growth.
Absolutely. No, as you very correctly said, we saw this with, I remember very clearly when computers came in and banks, particularly the kind of fears and strikes and all that
Labor
happened with
unions.
banks. Everybody like banks. And then look at where we've gone today. So, Harishji, how do you see artificial intelligence application in the agriculture sector in general and the livestock sector in particular?
Yeah.
And can you help us with some examples, live examples of use of AI in livestock farming, particularly?
Absolutely. So I don't come from the livestock or the poultry sector. So please pardon my terminologies when I come to describing it. But before I get into an example for livestock sector, I want to take an example from the healthcare sector.
Okay.
A few months back, Google released a video where they said that by looking at the retina of the human eye, they can detect whether the person has diabetes or not. Okay. The software is not doing anything special. What is basically happening nowadays when you go for retina checkup, the entire data is getting captured electronically. So maybe in a city like Kolkata, maybe 1,000 retina scans happen every day. Maybe in a place like India, it is 10,000 scans. In the world, maybe million scans. So you can imagine the amount of data we are collecting. And then this data is being fed to a machine to see, can you find patterns? Okay,
Mhm.
this kind of a scan had diabetes, this did not have diabetes. Can you find patterns? The machine is massaging all the data and identifying a pattern, saying when this happens, chance of diabetes is more. This information as doctors, we already have it. We know how to look at the eye and say, but doctors cannot look at millions of data and come back with a quick conclusion, which the machine can do. So the power of artificial intelligence, power of this is to look at places where you have tons of data and can I use that data to identify patterns? And then can I use those patterns for my business benefit? Now let me come specifically for examples for the livestock sector or the poultry sector. Let's look at hatcheries, where you have the chicken who are there in the hatcheries. And there are many parameters to ensure that how do you get a good output. You have to control temperature, you have to look at
Mm.
humidity, you have to look at light, you have to look at moisture. Now, if you have tons of data, which tells you that when all these things happen, the output is the best, you can start monitoring your parameters to ensure that you
Right.
get brilliant output. Diseases is a big issue when it comes to livestock. Again, if you're able to generate lots of data about
Mhm.
diseases in the livestock and use artificial intelligence, it will be able to tell you that if this is the kind of symptom, this is the kind of challenge you can see. I was reading an article which was saying that now it is possible to look at chicken chatter. I'm sure you understand this term.
Yes, yes,
And by
yes.
chicken chatter, you can figure out, is this chicken likely to fall sick or not? Okay, it's like if I have a hoarse voice, somebody can make out your gala kharab hai kya? Now,
Mm.
using artificial intelligence simply by looking at chicken chatter, you can figure out will this whatever chicken fall sick or not. You can use artificial intelligence for genetics. Again looking at data and finding a way that you pick up the right kind of data so you get the correct kind of a breed. I read about a company called Cargill, and then they have a product
Mhm.
called Galeon. Okay,
Mhm.
and Galeon actually is a AI software which is analyzing the health of the flock by looking at microbiomes.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we can see lots and lots of applications. To me, very simply put, if you're in a business, we need to find where am I generating lots of data? How can I run patterns on top of it? And how can those patterns help impacting my business?
Absolutely. And I'll just add to that a little bit. See, there are already, at least in the poultry sector and in the livestock sector, there are companies who are using IoT, who are using sensors to capture the data that you're talking about, and then analyzing them uh, to give patterns and output, which can be used to, predict certain, or to study disease or to do things like that. So it's already, I think, already in motion,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
part.
I
Absolutely.
think we need to get away from being intimidated by AI to saying that's just a fancy term. Basically, what I'm looking at, where can I generate a lot of data and how can
Mhm.
I run algorithm on top of this data to give me intelligence, which I can feed back into my system. And to me,
Right.
this will become default for every single business, whatever be your industry, whatever be your business. It's just like today, computer is everybody's business, right? You can't have a business without computer or digital. It's the heart
True.
of the business. So in a few years' time, this AI technology will become the heart of every business.
Mhm.
Wherever you have data, can you apply algorithms? Can you make sense out of it? Can you generate content? Can you predict stuff that needs to happen? Is the way we all need to think.
We'll be back after a short commercial break.
That is a wake-up call against the growing shadow of antibiotic resistance over our poultry, our health, and our world. To fight this menace, Excelsior, a natural antibiotic-free performance enhancer, marshals an army of bacteriophages, each engineered by evolution to engage a specific bacterial adversary. Excelsior uses a cocktail of bacteriophages that protects your flock against various strains of Salmonella, E. coli, Clostridium perfringens, and Staphylococcus aureus. Excelsior is more than a product. It's our shield against antimicrobial resistance. It's our stand for a safer, healthier future. For more information about our products and solutions, log into sapiensagri.com.
So how should a business make investments in artificial intelligence so as to, leverage the power of it, to leverage the best power of it?
True. So the starting point is always basically starting like baby steps, find a small problem to solve within the organization, saying this is the problem we need to solve. Have a very clear definition of what is the problem and what is the outcome that you expect from the problem. You will need to have people like data scientists who understand power of data. You will need to have people who are domain experts who understand the business. You may require to have hardware engineers, to put these IoT chips, devices somewhere that is required, that may be there. And you'll require programmers who can write the program. So you need to put a team of these different kind of skill sets who kind of come together. Luckily, in the area of artificial intelligence, like in any other software area, there are ready-made platforms available. So you don't need to build everything from a scratch. It is like, suppose I say I want to build a car, right? There is chassis available in the market. There are tires in the market. There are wipers in the market. I don't need to make a tire myself. I can just buy a tire and fit it onto my car. Similarly, in the world of artificial intelligence, there are platforms and software available, which we call as chassis. You can start using one of these platforms, and on top of it, you can actually build your application. So starting point is find a problem to solve, put a very clear expected outcome, put a team together, this multifunctional kind of a team, then identify which can be the platform on top of which you can build your specific application and start running it.
It's modular kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the problems that the livestock sector, whether it's called it poultry or dairy, loosely using the term livestock sector, is it has people look at it negatively in terms of the environmental impact of this sector. So, are there any benefits by that can be accrued by using AI from the environmental perspective, and thereby contribute to sustainable farming?
I'm sure again the problem solution doesn't lie so much in terms of environment. It lies in terms of identifying places where there is data and being used the data to be sure that whatever outcome we get makes our processes more sustainable, more eco-friendly, and better. That's how AI can aid in terms of sustainability also.
True. And there's a lot of fear that machines are going to take over our lives and AI will take over mankind. So there's apprehension. So how far do you think that this is true? That machines are going to take over our lives and AI is the be all and the end all. I'm sure there'll be something beyond AI as well in future.
Yeah, these, in my opinion, are completely unfounded apprehensions. It's like your breaking news that comes on TV. You require something to capture attention, and then the people who shout negatively probably are able to get more traction compared to people who shout positively. AI is a piece of software. It does not have any kind of consciousness. I mean, right now I'm sitting on a table. Does the table want to take over me? Does the table want to kill me? Nothing. The table has no emotions. It has no love for me. It has no hate for me. It doesn't want to kill me. It doesn't want to promote me. It wants to do nothing. It doesn't have consciousness. AI is a piece of software. It does not have consciousness. Where does the challenge come? Challenge comes if somebody programs it badly. Okay. The problem is always the human being. We built an atom bomb 45 years back, and there was a fear the world will get annihilated. And for last 50 years, we're seeing Bond movies of some villain who gets hold of an atom bomb and threatens the entire world. But in practice, it has never happened, because the people who are managing those bombs have that sense to realize that we need to put safety and ensure it doesn't become a bad weapon in the hand of a bad person. Can that happen in AI? Absolutely. If you don't have safety features built in, then somebody can make a mess of the software. I mean, imagine you have an AI software which takes care of signaling on the road to ensure that cars are getting routed properly. Somebody goes and switches the red switch to green switch. So instead of cars stopping, they all move at the same time and they will crash into each other, or planes can fall out of sky. Can this happen? Absolutely can happen. But who's the culprit? It is the human being. It is not the software that will start doing all these things. It is the human being. Which is why now there is a lot of discussion around safe AI. Can we build standards? Can we build procedures? Can we build regulations to ensure that any kind of AI software that we are creating has safety built in, so it doesn't start doing things which we don't want it to do. So the villain in every story always is the human being. It is
human being.
It is never the machine or the computer. That's the villain.
Thank you, Harishji. It's been wonderful speaking to you today. And thank you for taking your time out to be on the show with us. And we look forward to hearing more from you in future.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope this is useful to your viewers. Thank you so much, Sanjay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
To be notified of upcoming podcasts, like and subscribe our YouTube channel at IPR Radio today.